Sacco and Felice, New York and New Jersey's premier attorneys at law. Their team brings decades of experience across a wide range of practice areas. Whatever life brings, they're your legal team. From everyday matters to complex cases, they've got you covered with the experience you need and the results you want. Because when life gets complicated, they make it simple. SaccoFelice.com. SACCOFILLAS.com. 2 C's, 2 L's.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
The amazing defense attorney Arthur Aidala is going to be here. So last night, Michael Scheinberg, the president of, I guess, the Kings County Criminal Bar Association, they threw this big dinner at Giando on the Water. Great spot, Kent Avenue in Brooklyn. And they announced all these honorees, folks they honored last night. You had the Honorable Dina Douglas. You had Jeanette Gleason. All these folks. But the big one last night, receiving the James L. Koenig Person of the Year Award, Artie Aidala. So Arthur took my daughter Ava to this big shindig last night, celebrating Arthur being Person of the Year. She was excited to be there. Now, I was asleep when she got home. I have no idea how it went. But I know your mom and dad are listening and all your friends and family. So let me join all of them, Arthur Aidala, in congratulating you on this amazing honor you received last night.
Sid, I love you, and you're a brilliant broadcaster. I mean, everyone knows you're the greatest on the planet. But don't say I took your daughter like she was on my arm.
No, stop that now. Don't be silly. I haven't seen her yet today, but I imagine she had a great time last night. Set the scene for me. What was that like last night?
So the Kings County Criminal Bar, it's most bar associations are like only for prosecutors, or only for defense attorneys, or only for judges. But this one is all of it. So here's the thing, Sid, is that it's people who are normally adversaries or people who are normally performing in front of a judge or whatever. Everyone, for two bald guys, kind of lets their hair down, and we all just all hang out as friends. And that's kind of rare. And the bar association, this particular bar association, has been around since 1934. And every year, you have a dinner. Giando's, as you know, is a beautiful spot right under the Williamsburg Bridge. To your left, you see the Freedom Tower. To your right, you see the Empire State Building.
Wow.
And I will tell you this, Sid, with all humility, the venue holds 275 people, and there was a little bit of a mess up because 350 people RSVP'd.
That's great.
So what they did was they extended the cocktail hour for 2 hours so that there were some people who could only stay for the cocktail hour. And it was a coming together of really the best and the brightest of New York, the New York legal community. And, you know, my dad was the oldest one there, almost 88, and I'm not exaggerating. Ava, your daughter, was the youngest one there, and I believe 21.
22. She just turned 22 April 7th.
Right. She did just turn 22, right. So, all right. Well, she's been with me for like 9 months. So in my mind, she's 21, okay? 21.
By the way, in my mind, she's 4, just so you know, okay? It's all weird for me to see my daughter all dressed up and working alongside, thanks to you, one of the great attorneys, not just in New York, but around the country. And, you know, you're involving her in some pretty big cases, which I don't share with people.
Hold on, you think?
Yeah, well, you know, your buddy Vince Vallalon came on the air a couple of days ago, the great president of the SBA union. He kind of gave it away that, hey, congratulations, Ava, that she may be doing something on this Eric Duran case. He gave that away. I didn't say anything. I didn't even know about it. She never tells me anything she does in your office, just so you know. Never.
Well, you know what she does? You know what she tells me? Because I heard Vince the other day talking, and he name dropped her. And so your daughter Ava comes to the office. I go, did you hear? I go, the head of the SBA dropped your name. She goes, Arthur, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't listen to my father on the radio in the morning.
She was forced to listen a couple of days ago because Danielle does listen, and Danielle and her went to work together in the city. She was forced to listen, and no complaints. I'm sure she complained to her mother. But, talking about Eric Duran, it's interesting because I had Bruce Blakeman on this show, I don't know, about a couple of weeks ago, and he made the declaration here before he went public on Long Island that when he wins, when he beats Kathy Hochul, he's going to pardon Eric Duran. Now what I'm seeing, Arthur Aidala, all over the internet, every social media site is, they're not waiting for Bruce. There is a tremendous amount of pressure right now on Governor Kathy Hochul to pardon your guy, Eric Duran. Are you seeing that?
Absolutely. A lot of news outlets and just like people on the street. It was interesting, Sid, the day that we got him out, which was 2 weeks ago today, right? I had to go to a wake all the way up in like northern Rockland County. And I was with people in the truck in my car, and I'm driving up, and we were a little late. They're like, all right, you're going really fast. They go, what happens if you get pulled over? I just told the cop, hey, we just got Sergeant Duran out of jail. What are you going to do, give me a ticket?
No, that doesn't work. No. Clearly you don't listen to this program because according to Emily Lipstein, who works at Street Blogs, New York City, if you get pulled over and the officer hears my show on in the car, you can get away with murder. That's what she said.
It's just like it's just like your best friend, President Trump. He says he can shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and he can get away with it. Right. No, and look, there is a sense of right and wrong still that remains in our society, which is a beautiful thing. And people now know about Eric Duran. Here's the weird part, Sid. When it happened, it got a little publicity. When he went to trial, it got very little. It got very little publicity. When he got convicted, he got very little publicity. But when he got sentenced to 3 to 9, which people thought he's got to do a minimum of 3 years in jail for a guy who basically saved 2, 3, or 4 lives, we'll never know because unfortunately one life was lost. It got a ton of publicity, and when he got out on bail pending appeal, it got a ton of publicity. Look. We need people, we need law enforcement to obviously do the best they can, to be smart. There's always going to be a bad apple in the cart, but right around the corner from where your daughter and I work, when I say right around the corner, I mean as close as you are to Smith and Walensky, like 40 yards. There's that Vans sneaker store. And the day before yesterday, there was some big... There was it was an explosion of people to get these new sneakers, and it got out of control. They were trying to break windows. And seriously, there's your beautiful 22-year-old daughter trying to get to the office, with a cup of coffee in their hand. And there's like 40 guys going, and they're all men, going crazy. And God bless the men and women at the NYPD who have to make these split-second decisions over and over and over. You host a radio show. You have to make a split-second decision. Do I say this? Do I say that? If you say the wrong thing, Margot Katzimatidis comes inside and says, Sid, you should have said that.
Forget about Margot Katzimatidis. How about the mayor and the attorney general?
But if a cop does the wrong thing in their job, you and I do the wrong thing in our job, we get in trouble. If a cop does the wrong thing in their job, they go to jail.
Or they could end up dead. One of those two things. Right.
That's a nice option. Right?
Yeah, I know. And I have to. I have to mention the jerky judge. I always do that now. His name is Guy Mitchell. Guy Mitchell, that's the jerk. I hope this gets back to you, Guy. Take a page out of Michael Aloysius' book, who did the right thing when it came to hammering Guy Rivera, who murdered Jonathan Diller. Hey, Guy Mitchell, take a page out of Michael Aloysius' book. Be a man. Be a man for good. That was a jerky, stupid, biased, horrible decision. As far as I'm concerned, you're a louse. Let me move on. Supreme Court, you had a big day a couple days ago. Barack Obama went nuts. He went nuts. 6-3 decision talking about redistricting, gerrymandering. But you were right there, Arthur Aidala, right there, weren't you?
Sid, it was amazing. And let me tell you something. That when you go to Washington, D.C., I know I'm a lawyer, so I'm a little biased. But anyone can stroll into the Supreme Court. You got to go through a metal detector, but you can stroll in. and you see those 9 justices up there, and you're in that story courtroom, there's just a feeling that comes over you like, wow, this is America.
Listen to this podcast now
On the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Leadership Thread with Dr. Peggy Polonis.
I'm Dr. Peggy Polonis. Join me on each episode where I unravel the story that shaped leaders, tracing the thread that led them where they are today. Because leadership isn't born in adulthood. And thank you once again for joining us on the Leadership Thread, education, ethics, and sustainability.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.